Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all doing fine. My name is Cheese and today we will be doing our first ever product review. So for today we have the Redragon K688 RGB Pro mechanical keyboard. Yep, that's a pretty long name, but that's how it goes around. It's got its branding over here on the top left corner, some branding over here, some here as well. And if you were to look behind the box, we've got this, shiny bit, and then we've got all of these specs, but they're all in Mandarin Chinese. So no worries. This is why I'm making this video, so we'll be, going through all of it. So let's just quickly unbox it. Now the reason for making this, hold up. So yeah, we'll get to this warning in a moment. The reason I'm making this review is to basically help you as a consumer figure out if you should buy this keyboard or not. So let's go ahead and undo this latch, open it up, and usually this box should have a keyboard inside here. Comes in this bubble wrap and comes along with this manual, which is also in Chinese, but no worries, we've got another piece of booklet. I don't really remember what was in it. I did Google Translate all of this. We also get these two accent keys, one for the escape key and the other for the space bar. Obviously this is my first review, so it's going to be a bit rough around the edges. Anyhow, up next we have this sticker over here, which I guess you could put somewhere. I'll keep it in the box. Now, two things I'm missing from here, let me get them. One of those things is this. This here comes in this box and it contains one switch puller and one keycap puller. Switch puller means this is a hot swappable keyboard. It's not really mentioned in English around the box, or is it? Let me see. You know what, we'll just have a quick look at the box. It says it's got a dongle, it's got 78 keys, it's got RGB, it is DIY, which means, oh yeah, it does say hot swappable, but in fun terms. What else? It's got PBT keycaps, and those are the dimensions in millimeter. It's got a 780 milliampere battery. No wait, I'm not reading these properly. We'll skip that. It weighs around a kilo, runs on USB Type-C, and has a 1600 milliampere battery. The first one up there is probably input-output. No wonder I'm shit at electronics, but I do get by them. Anyhow, the other last thing that comes in this box is this USB cable, which is currently stuck somewhere. Hold up. Here. Now this is a cool USB cable. Why? Because it's right angled. It is Type-C, which means if you have a Type-C phone, you can use it for data transfers. It's actually pretty good at data transferring, so kudos to that. Hold up, I need to, make my muscle memory for getting things in focus. Nice. Anyhow, let's close up this box. It's always best to tidy stuff up after you're done with it, I say, as I put it away in a corner. So before we actually see the keyboard itself, let's go through this warning note. It says do not install any software or firmware for this Redragon keyboard. Why does it say this? Well, if you were to look up on Google or whatever, you'll find a few variants for the same name, K688 RGB Pro. but usually they have a couple more letters indicating that it's a different variant. So I'll put some up over here in the screen, on the screen, and you'll get a gist of it. Anyhow, this keyboard that we have, which is in a yellow and black accent, is a full-on Chinese variant, which means it's for the local Chinese domain. So if you're getting this outside of China, it's probably coming in, in those shipping containers which come in bulk, and you've got private sellers then just reselling it. All right, so the keyboard. And you must have noticed this grime over here. Well, I kept it this way to show you a proof of how good the keyboard is. I've been actually using it for the past few months, and it's pretty good. And as you can see, it's a very compact keyboard. If you were to hold up, let me get your scale. So this keyboard, we'll be doing it in inches, comes in around 15 inches. All right, so 15 over here, and how tall, oh whatever, 4. And while we still have the scale out, we'll get a reading of this as well. So yeah, it's a 5 by 4 by 1 inch keyboard with respect to dimensions. Sorry for the clanking. It's got 78 keys. These are PBT keycaps, and this keyboard comes with 2 options in switch selections. You either get yellow or peach switches. I tried to look online, but they did look pretty specific, so I'm not sure if they're the actual peach or yellow switches. This keyboard comes in at around 5500, where I purchased it from. I usually buy things online from Daraz. It's a bit sketchy, but if you know how to go around those markets, you can actually find pretty good products. And I wanted to buy it from there, but that would cost me around 7500. I thought about it, should I go for some local seller, or should I go for Daraz? And eventually I figured that it's the same seller, just selling on a different platform at a different price. So I took the risk and I bought it from a local seller, and here we are. Now, the switches. I'll show you one switch over here. These are the yellow switches, I believe. I don't even remember. We'll put this back on, and as for the sound, I'll keep it up close. Now I do feel like these keys over here, the ones with unique shapes like the spacebar, the enter, the backspace key, they all do sound a bit different when you press them. Maybe it's the the different structure underneath. I don't know what to call it right now, but you get the point, hopefully. But it's not much of a thing. It's easy to just get lost in using this keyboard. While we still have it powered off, let's head to the back side. We've got these kickstands. These are just one level of kickstands. I don't really mind them. It's a good height to get by. And what else? Sorry, my bad. Extra flip. Yes, here we have this mechanical switch. I say mechanical because, well, we'll get to it in a moment. You can either use it wired in off mode, or you can switch to Bluetooth or the dongle over here. So I've actually tested this with the dongle and wired mode. I don't really trust Bluetooth for my peripherals. So you know what, let's just plug it in. There's not much really left to tell you about it except for how this keyboard actually works. So let me plug it in. It's pretty much plug and play. This keyboard does feature a full-sized numpad. Well, it's not full. It lacks a division and a multiplication key, but you get those functions with the function key. Similarly, there's no function row over here. The one from F1 to F12, it's not present over here. Instead, you get this number row, and you can, output those F1 through F12 functions using this Fn key. Since we're already on the top side of this keyboard, we'll discuss all these hotkeys one by one, starting from here. So, if you want to use the, what's this key? Hold up, let me show you. You've got the tilde and this backwards apostrophe kind of thing. So if you want to go for the apostrophe kind of thing, you press Fn, Shift, and then Escape key. If you want to just use the tilde key, which is often used in games to open up the console, you press Fn and then Escape key. Then you've got your standard F1 through F12 functions over here with combination with the Fn key. Moving on, pressing Fn and backspace toggles the light mode on and off. But this does not work when you're using Fn plus caps lock, which basically either turns the keyboard white or turns it off. Fn plus allows you to do multiplications, while Fn plus minus allows you to do divisions. Next row we've got tab. Fn tab allows you to, hold up, let me switch these off. Fn tab allows you to reset your keyboard. If you press and hold it for a moment, the lights flash, and now you've got your keyboard back to the defaults. Goods. Alright, now here's the interesting thing. If you look over here, QWER, you've got these labelings in the sub part of the key. Q has a BT1, W has a BT2, E has BT3, and R has 2.4. Well, the fun part of this keyboard is, well, a lot of keyboards nowadays have this since everything's so commercial and China made, that while you're in the Bluetooth mode for this keyboard, you can press Fn and then Q, W, or E to connect up to 3 devices. Now, Fn in combination with R does not switch it to the dongle mode. That's why they have a physical switch at the back. There's not much space in this keyboard. Like, the borders are pretty thin. They're almost like, you do the math, but they're pretty thin. There's no spacing in between keys as well. So if you're used to full-sized keyboard, it might be a bit difficult adjusting to a smaller sized keyboard. It is for me even right now. So moving on, we have the navigation cluster. Now, what is the navigation cluster? Well, on a full-sized keyboard, you have 9 keys right above the arrow keys. And the first 3 are alone in a single row, and then after some space, you've got the rest of the 6 keys. Now, to access those keys, you've got 1, 2, 3, and up till over here. These 9 keys represent the navigation cluster in combination with the Fn key. So if you're someone who uses the home key a lot, the end key a lot, or page down, page up, or scroll lock for some reason, you'll find everything, all of those 9 things over here. Alright. Now, over here are the, I would say, most useful hotkeys in any keyboard. These are the media keys. So over here, Fn plus M skips ahead. Fn plus N pauses and resumes your media. B skips behind. V stops. And the Z, X, and C hotkeys work as volume functions. So either you could increase, decrease, or mute it. Some other functions you've got over here, which are the end, page down, page up, and home key. Now these do work while you've got your num toggled and in combination with Fn key, so it is a bit of a hassle to compensate a full 104 key sized keyboard into this compact build. Also, I know my workspace is dirty right now. I agree. It's because I wanted to do a cleaning video kind of thing where I clean up my desk, clean up the PC, do a few adjustments here and there. So stay tuned. I never really hoped or imagined I would be doing hand gestures in front of a camera. But anyhow, stay tuned. I might be doing, well, I should be doing, I did, kind of give you my word for it right now. So I hope I do that. I've actually kept my PC very dirty for the past month. I'm not really proud of it, but you know what? It'll be fun. The review is almost over, so you know what? Let's see what we have left. Uh, yeah, the light control. So FN with Alt changes the light modes. I'll keep a light show at the end of this video. You can go ahead and watch that. And then pressing FN plus space allows you to change the light's color. Well, not for this one since this is a default RGB one, but for example, I've got this one here, the raining mode. Now, if I were to press FN plus space, I could switch it to red, green, blue, yellow, purple, light blue or cyan maybe, and white, and back to RGB. Whichever mode you're in, you can use the spacebar to change the color of that mode. One good key I really like having on my keyboard, I didn't have on my previous Omen sequencer. Well, that stupid keyboard doesn't even have a home key. But the thing is this button over here. Now this key over here, this, hold up, let me show you. I don't know what to call the context menu key. Basically, this simulates the right click function. So if you have a document file highlighted and then you press FN plus control, you will open the context menu, which usually appears when you press right click on that file. Capiche? Good. All right. Lastly, FN plus arrow keys helps you fine tune your RGB colors. So let's say I've got this one over here, and if I were to press FN plus up arrow key, the brightness would go up. If I were to press FN plus down, the brightness would go down. Fun, right? And similarly, if you press left arrow key, it slows down the animation. Right arrow key makes it move faster. For the last bit of this physical review of this keyboard, let me turn these lights off and show you these indicators over here. So green over here shows you that it's connected using a wire. If it's yellow, it means it's in dongle mode. And if it's, if I remember correctly, it was pink, cyan, and one more color. In that case, that's the Bluetooth mode. On standby, this keyboard stays on for around 5 minutes. That's when it actively responds to your keystrokes. And after those 5 minutes, it just goes to sleep in maybe, I think, in the next few minutes. Overall, when you're using it wireless, it's pretty active, it's pretty decent, it doesn't lag, it doesn't bother me. As for Bluetooth mode, it does work fine. I do use it on the home TV, but it never really caused me an issue. So on that part, it's fine for me, but I still use it wired. Now there are a few hotkeys left which aren't really printed on the keycaps. Like one of them is FN plus this / key, and this allows you to see the battery percentage in this keyboard. So when you're using it wireless, it will deplete slowly, and from here it goes to red colored, and then it shuts down. As for the battery timing, I did use it for a while wirelessly. So the battery lasts around 2 to 4 days depending on your usage. Most of the time I'll use my PC for around 2 to 3 hours. But it does give a decent backup. I don't mind the backup on this thing. And what else? Yes, you can press FN plus caps lock to toggle the white light on and off since it's not printed. And then you can press FN plus Windows to lock the Windows key. That's not printed as well. And what else? So yeah, the num lock and the Windows key light up when they're actively working, whereas the caps lock does not light up. Instead, it's got this red LED over here. And speaking of indications, we've got a few indicators over here as well. This here shows you A is for caps lock and M is for mode. So yeah, that was pretty much it. This is a pretty decent keyboard. It does come hot swappable. Hold up, I'll show you the switch and the key. What, that's the key cap. Well, we'll keep it professional. And This is not trustworthy. I had one before, it went a long way, but it finally broke. This one does not feel as strong, and I'm gonna probably store it and get a proper one. As for this, I don't really know what to say about it. It's a piece of metal, it should work fine. Here we are. Am I doing it wrong? Oh, okay. Here we are. How am I supposed to tell which side goes where? Well, I could see how the connectors are. Yes, they are different. I'm not gonna change the orientation, so here's the look on their own. And behind, you've got this. These are, what are these? The 2-pin switches? Yes. This is actually my first fully mechanical keyboard. The Omen sequencer was a blue switches only keyboard, and it was okay for just show off, but it was actually a very shit purchase. Also, this keyboard supports 3-pin and 5-pin switches. Hold up, then this should be 3-pin, huh, right? Well, pin. Ooh, is it working? Yes. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I just remembered something. I mentioned the software issues twice, but I never really told you more about it. So, if you were to try to install a software or a firmware for this keyboard, maybe you want to, since this keyboard is actually true RGB, which means every single LED has its own, sorry, every single key has its own LED. They light up independently, so it's pretty nice. But you can't, unfortunately, modify those color schemes according to your own will using a software. So if you try to do that, you may just break the wireless functions on this keyboard, as there are a few Reddit posts where people unfortunately bricked their keyboard. In any case, if you do break your keyboard, remember it's not going to be claimable in warranty. You're pretty much stuck with a white keyboard afterwards, which still does have the light modes, but no more wireless functions for you. Also, if you've got some sort of glitch happening in your keys, or maybe the light functions aren't working properly, you can always press FN and then hold tab for a few seconds to reset the keyboard. Alrighty, that's pretty much it. Subscribe. I will hopefully, inshallah, do a cleanup for my desk, and I just wanted to, maybe show you how filthy my keyboard is and how filthy my computer is actually, since I have pets, so it gets ridiculously hairy. But anyhow, let's wind this up by saying that this here is a good keyboard. It's solid, it's sturdy. I did try to install a software for this, nothing happened, but I wouldn't recommend it. Overall, it's a good keyboard. For me, the cons, let's just do a cons and pros list. That way we'll know if you should buy this keyboard or not. Number one, the keycaps do get very dirty. I did not expect this. These ones are kind of matte-ish, well, matte, so they do get grime build up. It does not have the F1 through F12 keys. I really like those function keys, they help me a lot. I often need to rename, maybe refresh. You know what? A lot of stuff uses those function keys, so it's just a bit of a hassle to press Fn every single time you want to do that. I would say that another con is that it doesn't have any supporting software. We're still happy with this build. It's very budget friendly. So my suggestion would be that if you're on a tight budget, you want something solid, You want something which has a bunch of functions for a price so low you might think it's a scam. You should go for the Redragon K688 RGB Pro mechanical hot swappable keyboard. Yes. Well, it's time to leave. Thank you for joining me today. It was pretty fun making this video, even though it's all just one take. Subscribe if you enjoyed this, like also if you enjoyed this. I don't know what I want to post over here, so it's pretty much random. Now, the light show is at the end, but before that, we've got a bit of a, typing sound kind of thing. So, yep. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night. Take care. Until next time.